Okay, so huge welcome to everybody. My name's Laurence Findlay. I'm a Director of Education and Children's Services in Moray Council. And along with Louise Glenn down here, I co-chair the Strategic Implementation Group for Languages for 1+2. And I am actually a former modern languages teacher. And this is an agenda that I remain deeply committed to and am hugely passionate about as well. And these roadshows have really given us an opportunity to get around the country and to engage with secondary modern languages practitioners, because I think that for a number of years now, the huge focus in terms of 1+2 has been very much on primary, and in terms of upskilling primary teachers, training primary teachers, supporting primary teachers and so on. And I think we have, to a degree, neglected our secondary colleagues. And there's all kinds of reasons for that. Obviously, you've been busy developing new national qualifications, and the changes to those seem to be endless just now. Nevertheless, 1+2 has been with us since maybe 2011 or 2012 or so. And these young people who are going through a 1+2 experience will be coming to a school near you very shortly, certainly over the next few years or so. And I was reflecting on this a few months ago. One of the great privileges of my job as a director is that I get to go out and visit different schools in our local authority area. And back in February this year, I was in Tom and Towel Primary School, which is a school with about 42 young people, very remote rural school. And in the morning, there were some I was doing French with a P1, 2, 3, 4 class, which was good fun, very engaging. Young people really enjoyed the experiences they were getting. And then in the afternoon, I was with the P5, 6, 7 class who were doing German, and that was a bit of an epiphany for me, really, because these young people were producing such a good standard of work, both orally and also in terms of written work. And when I was looking at their work and listening to their work, I would have struggled to get that out of second year class 15 years ago when I was teaching. Such was the standard, and that really got me thinking about how well prepared our own secondary schools within Moray were for these young people transitioning up there. And there was a huge worry in my mind that these young people would be, almost de-skilled when they went to secondary. So that really brought home to me the importance of starting to engage with secondary practitioners and secondary departments. And there are huge challenges in this, of course, because I know from talking to my own principal teachers within Moray that all primary schools in each of our 8 clusters are all in very different places. There are some primary schools really engaging with the agenda, and there are others that are not engaging quite so well with the agenda. So we're quite open to all these challenges, and we need to find a way collectively of addressing them together to make sure that this policy direction works. Because I think we need to remember that since 2012, there's been over £20 million worth of investment in 1+2. That's a huge amount of money, and we really need to start seeing that money making a difference, not only in primary, but when youngsters move up into secondary. And I guess as a linguist, I have a bit of a concern that our subject just now is a watershed moment. And when you look at how Curriculum for Excellence has changed the curriculum landscape in secondary, when you look in some schools that have moved to a 3+3 model, maybe doing 5, 6 or 7 subjects as opposed to 8 in the senior phase, modern languages are losing out. Not just modern languages, other subjects are as well. And I know there are some schools that buck the trend. But if you look at the number of teachers in the country, there are a third fewer teachers of modern languages today than there were 10 years ago. And that really, really concerns me. And I think that we really need to grasp the nettle with this 1+2 agenda as a secondary profession if we really want to see our subject survive and thrive in the future. And I think when you look at the world around us just now, and you look at all the debates going on round about nationalism and round about Brexit and all these things, then I think the need for linguists who understand other people, who understand other cultures, who are tolerant of each other, I think there's a greater need for that now than at any other time that I can certainly remember. So there are huge challenges lying ahead in terms of engaging secondary colleagues with this agenda, and we've heard a lot of these as we've gone around the country over the past 3 weeks. You'll note around the room that we've got some flip charts, and there should be post-its on the table And what I'd like you to do throughout the day is to note down any key challenges or barriers that you feel there are, so we can take those back and report on them nationally. Because I also feel that this agenda is so ambitious, and we're supposed to have it implemented by 2020, 2021. And there's been a feeling across the rest of the country when we've done these conferences that people feel that is really, really ambitious, and they're not sure the extent to which that is achievable by 2020, 2021. So if that's the case, if that's how you feel, then we need to know that so we can feed it back to our civil servant colleagues in Edinburgh. So I hope you enjoyed today. We hope we've got a good balance of presentation and workshop. Certainly the balance seems to have been appreciated at the other events, so I'm sure that'll be the same here.